Hey y'all, hope you're having a fabulous day. It's a beautiful sunny day in Nashville, which is nice for a change. We haven't seen a lot of sun lately, so I'm glad to see the sunshine. And I have this table that I'm working on for a client, and it's time to put the finish coat on it. And so I thought I would video that and tell you about one of my favorite finishes to use, especially for a dining tabletop. If you're painting a table white, disregard this because this stuff will yellow, so this doesn't work on lighter colors. But the finishing coat is probably the most boring part of what I do, but also probably the most important because you spend all this time creating a beautiful finish, and then you have to have something on top to protect it so that it will last. So it's very important, but not very much fun. And on the bottom of this, I'm using a different finish than I am on the top. Just your standard polycrylic finish on the bottom. The reason I don't like using polycrylic or polyurethane on the tabletop is because it is so hard to apply one of those finishes with no bubbles. I'm sure some of you out there can relate. I know it can be done. It's just really difficult. You have to follow a lot of really precise instructions to make that happen. And no matter how I try, sometimes still I do not get a bubble-free finish. So as many times as I have done a project like this and sanded it down and started over because of bubbles, I have decided for tabletops, for me personally, I prefer to use the General Finishes Gel Topcoat. So I'll show you what that looks like. Let's see. First of all, I'll tell you what I used on this tabletop. And this video is going to get kind of lengthy, so tune out if this is not for you. Feel free, but it won't be. It'll be super quick once I get started, I think. So I used this General Finishes Antique Walnut Gel Stain as the base coat for this. This tabletop was black, and my client, we actually decided to do a black, but this finish, the way it was, needed some help. It didn't look good. So, and we decided to go with a black top, and the base is red, which I think is gonna look super good. But she didn't want it to look like a painted black finish. She wanted like a wood grain finish. So I did the antique walnut over the existing finish, and then I went back with this black gel stain from General Finishes and dry brushed it on to give it a wood grain look. Let me see if I can get you closer so you can kind of see the wood grain. It's kind of hard to tell from the glare, but you can see there's some streaking that looks kind of mimics a wood grain look. So that was the goal. And so now I'm gonna put the finish on it using General Finishes Gel Topcoat. It's a wipe on, you can see it says there on the can. So I'm just gonna get started, and stay with me if you're curious about this. If not, I don't blame you. But I don't think it'll take long once I get started. So I'll just go over here and get to work. And I may not talk a whole lot while I'm doing this. We'll see what happens. I've never done this on camera, so let's see if I can think while I'm being videoed. When you first open a can of this stuff, it's really thick. It's a gel, so it's super thick. You have to stir it up really well. This one I've had for a little while, so it's got some watered down components to it, I guess you could say, but I mean, it's yellow. I don't know, you can't really see that. You just gotta mix it up really well and get it all liquefied. Also, I learned from watching the videos that General Finishes does for all their products, which are amazing, by the way. If you're curious about any General Finishes products, just go to their website and they have a video for a lot of their products where you can watch it. I learned it's a good thing to wear gloves because these products, especially the stains, as you can imagine, like any other stain, are not clothing friendly. And they get on your hands, and yeah, I probably should wear an apron, but I'm gonna push my luck today. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna use a foam brush to get this on, and you're gonna see, if you've ever used polyurethane and you've not tried this gel stain before, you're gonna see how much easier this is. It's so much easier to get on than polyurethane. With polyurethane, you have to be so strategic and go so slow and precise and try not to get bubbles in it. This stuff is like plain and slop. So slap it on here. Literally, this is what they do on the General Finishes video. They just slap it on, just in groups like this. Isn't this so much more fun than trying to be precise and strategic? Painting is supposed to be fun, right? Once you get a good amount on there, then you just kind of push it around and make sure it's all across the entire surface. I hope you can see this. Oh, it's really bringing out the walnut streaks under the black, which is awesome. You don't have to go with the grain on this initial pass when you're just moving the product around. You just want to get it on. I'm going to go ahead and work around my edges here too. Get a good even coat on there. Okay, now that it's all over the entire surface, now I will go back and go with the grain and just smooth it out. I'm going to wipe this excess into my can here. You just want there to be a thin, even coat when you're done here. Trying really hard not to get this on my clothes. I probably should have gone with an apron, but like I said, I'm pushing my luck today. And now that you have all the clumps off, I use these shop towels, which is also what they use in General Finishes videos, and then just take it and just drag it lightly across the surface and get off any excess product that you see. Can you hear my cat? She hears me talking in here and thinks she needs to be in here too, I'm sure. I hear you, girl. No cats allowed in the workshop, sorry. Cat hair and drying products don't mix. I'm just going to make a pass around the edge here. And then one last step before I let it dry. I've got this Wooster Pro nylon brush. It's a pretty thick bristled brush. Pretty dense bristles there. And I'm just gonna take this. There's no pressure applied here. It's basically just evening out the grain of the finish. So just kind of drag it. And see if you missed any spots. edge here just to get any globs that I may have pulled off on the ends there. Smooth this out. And that's it. Then you just let it dry according to the instructions on the can, and go back with another 2 or maybe 3 coats. More is better, I think, on a dining table. It's going to get a lot of use. So anyway, that's it. So thanks for watching, and if there are products that you have questions about, or something you're curious if I've ever used, feel free to ask me your questions or leave comments under the video, and let me know what you think about the gel top coat, and if you think you might want to try it at some point. Like I said, it's so much easier than using a polyurethane because you don't have to worry about the bubbles. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.